Death World.
Guys,
Also
welcome to The
Warhammer.
Bachelor. This is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Tonight we're going to talk about... I have to change the words a little bit, and then I'm going to change them in the article because YouTube frowns on me when I say these words too many times. But sexy versus slutty.
Jesus Christ, here we go. Daddy Sume, no, it's not Warhammer. Oh, okay. So what Better Bachelor is going to do is he's going to basically say, I don't personally like what women wear these days and how they act, and honestly, all women should conform to my personal tastes, otherwise they're failing at life, is basically gonna be his, long and short here, I'm thinking. You hate conservative YouTubers? Me too. Me too.
Let's talk about the difference between the two. You know, when a lot of times when I'm asked as a bachelor, as a single guy, hey, what is it you don't like about women today?
You're not, I mean, technically you're a bachelor, but I think it would be more accurate to call you a bitter divorcee. You're a bitter divorced person. You're not a bachelor. A bachelor makes it sound like you made this choice on your own and you're like, oh yeah, I'm hanging out in my bachelor pad. Want to come to my rumpus room? Nah, your wife divorced you because you're a dick. Mark Zuckerberg, 240. Time to stop putting off my online class. Have some parting bits. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. I hope your class goes well. Devious Chilster with 10 bits. Oh god, he calls himself Joker. I'm going to hide in my own pants before I cringe myself into a quantum cringularity. He does live in a society. True.
And I go through divorce statistics, and I go through child custody statistics, and then just from the dating side, I talk about how many women are on OnlyFans and how many women are doing the pay for...
The Shadow Witch with 50 bits. Blood for the blood god. All hail Crone. I don't know what that means.
Play during this, doing the sugar stuff. I've got an article I still want to do on that at some point, probably tomorrow night, about but there's like 3 million college women that are doing that, that are having these type of relationships to earn money for college with older gentlemen of wealth, shall we say. And come to find out, there's only like 11 or 12 college students, female college students, enrolled every year, which means like 25% of them are doing this. I know of someone personally that did it, and I was really surprised. Like, I never thought that somebody I actually knew would go on one of these sites to meet up with a Splenda man and do this kind of thing. But
there's nothing funny about the two.
Wind Chanter video with John Doyle saying the left endorsed cop killing, and then Tiger White 94 with 10 bets. Ooh, correlation equals causation garbage. What's the link?
Following.
Yeah, I saw this. Did we not cover this one? I don't think I'm going to cover this today, but maybe at some point we can. I don't know. I'm not feeling John Doyle on this day for some reason.
What I want to talk about is some of the things that women have done. You know, if you're into casual dating and you're a relatively successful, good-looking guy, it's not that difficult to go out and get some action, whether it's on the dating apps, whether it's out in the dating world. When I was doing it, I had relatively good success, not nearly as successful as probably somebody that's attractive and tall and has a full head of hair, but I didn't do too bad because I
don't even understand what he's saying. Again, I said this about the Baz FZZ guy too. Like, this guy, especially for his age, I assume he's in his late 30s, early 40s or so. He's like a above average looking dude, right? He's in shape. Like, he's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger or even, you know, someone who's like super slim or anything, but he's like in shape. He clearly takes care of himself. He's groomed. He has a shaved head. Like, he's an attractive dude. There's nothing wrong with how this guy looks. His personality is the off-putting thing.
There's nothing funny about the two.
Daddy Sume, it is the fourth. Oh my god. Daddy Sume, I cannot read these long-winded quotes from whatever the heck this thing is. I can't do it. I refuse.
I don't take anything too personally, and rejection doesn't bother me. So maybe it's a
He does look a little bit like Stefan Molyneux, though. Yeah.
sheer numbers game for me, because I could go up and talk to anybody about anything and see if something would happen for me. But the thing about it is today that there's so few that I find that I actually want to talk to and that I actually want to date. And
Okay, and that's fine. You're not obligated to be attracted to any particular people. That's your business. That's fine. But then if you turn around and say, it's the fault of these women that I'm not attracted to them, they should know better and conform themselves to my tastes, that's insane. That is an insane thing to think. You don't get to think that. What is wrong with you? Andrew Dickerson, can you watch an extra long Sir Spence cleanse after this? Perhaps. I'll put it in the wings.
Jeremiah?
Oof, 25 minutes? I don't know about that one for a cleanse. That's pretty long, but, I don't know. Yeah, it would be like, how do I put this? So you guys know I'm bi. I'm more interested in women in terms of actual, relationships. Thus Baha, of course, I love her. But, like, the fact that she's a woman, big bonus. Just because, in my experience, and I'm not talking about every individual man, I'm saying as a group, I don't think there are many men that I could be in a relationship with and get along with in the long term, just because... I don't need to get into specifics, but the point is, I don't think I would get along with many men in a relationship context. That doesn't mean, however, that therefore I'm going to go on the internet and say, all men, by the way, why aren't you conforming to what I find appealing? That's childish, that's narcissistic, that's bonkers. Why would you do that? That's so weird.
Dr. Taylor.
If Jake was bi, you would make a good couple. First of all, gross. Second of all, no, we would not. Absolutely not. People have made that joke about Jake and I being a couple since long before I even transitioned or came out. No. Jake and I are friends, and I enjoy his company very much when we hang out, but I have lived with him as a roommate. It would drive me crazy. And frankly, I'm sure I would drive him crazy too. No. 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 Jake is not... Jake and I would not mesh in any way, shape, or form. He's not what I'm into. Does that make sense? Neither in personality or necessarily physicality. I'm good. Ew. Nope, not even reading that one, Daddy Sume. Can we not talk about me and my platonic friends in any sort of non-platonic way? That'd be great. Kinda weird.
Taylor Burrows.
Like, it's okay to ship fictional characters, right? But I'm not a fictional character, nor are my friends. I know it's a joke, I'm just saying.
Wrote an interesting article for Evie magazine. She wrote a great article about being attractive versus being easy. Maybe those are the two words that I'll use for this article, and what it is that women are doing wrong, and what we guys are seeing, and it's lowering the value of women in our eyes. If you were to bring forth even a relatively attractive woman that has her stuff together and hasn't had a plethora of partners and isn't emotionally damaged and dresses nicely and is still feminine and eloquent and classy.
Antipodian Squid. People shipped you and Jake for years before you came out, and I never knew why. I never saw it, and then when you came out and the video YouTube just shut it down. No, we will not be dating. I was in my non-shipping corner like, thank goodness, because it would ruin the channel. Yeah, no. I've always found that very strange. Like, guys, just appreciate platonic friendship without it being weird. Why? Life is not, friends. Everyone is not Ross and Rachel. A lot of people are just friends with each other, and that's great. Mitchell Drummer, bye chat. I'm leaving now. If anyone wins bingo, let me know next stream. Thanks, Mitchell. See you later.
I'm gonna turn you into a rat, Ricky.
No, Mouse, please, don't turn me into a rat.
No, it's too late. It's too late. No,
No.
you made your mistake.
No.
Stop crying like a bitch. Now take off your shirt and your glasses.
Why do you want me to take off my shirt and glasses?
Don't ask questions, okay?
You can't.
Do it!
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Please,
right.
Mouse.
Take it all off.
I
buddy.
follow
Take it
Ricky
all
on
off.
Twitter.
Well, here we go.
He's
It's
funny.
time. Goodbye, Ricky.
Please.
Okay.
Then
Funny about the tool.
Devious Chilster with 10 bits. It's weird in the same way that people shipping Markiplier and Jacksepticeye together is weird. You guys are real people who are friends, and shipping real life people is effing weird. I agree.
that's what guys are looking for. However, wearing tight clothes that reveal everything, don't get me wrong, guys love to look at that. Don't get me wrong, guys would love to have their way with that. However, they do not want to introduce that to mom. They don't want to date that long term.
Okay, then don't. It's none of your business what other people wear. Like, what? This is frustrating to me. And on top of that, you know what my least favorite aesthetic is in regard to dudes like this? Not if this is genuinely just something you enjoy. I'm talking about people like this who are trying to put forward, I'm a man's man. The whole, like, I smoke cigars and I drink, the finest whiskey in a room made of rich mahogany. And this is the personality. And it's just like, This is a very real personality you have, and not at all something you've manufactured because you think it makes you look manly.
And I think this is one of the big reasons why a lot of us guys, and I'd like to hear your opinions after the video, I think this is why a lot of us guys have just walked away from it all. So
Most men have, not a significant amount of men have become MGTOW. This is something so many MGTOW people, I don't know if it's because they're in a bubble and they're genuinely unaware of how few of them there are, but, like, I see this all the time in MGTOW videos where they're like, this is why so many men are walking away from the relationship scene. And it's like, guys, you're not even a blip. No one knows what you're talking about. You are not a significant movement. If you want to stay out of the dating scene for one reason or another, that's fine. That's your personal choice, and I respect that. But acting like you're, like, almost striking, like you're a union of men and you're striking the dating scene, and you have, like, a picket line where you're like, every woman's a slut. Put some
Nothing funny
clothes
about the tools of
on.
capitalism.
No one cares. No one cares. This is not like a substantive movement that people care about. If you want to be single, right on. Do you. No one
There's
cares.
nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Hell's Wake, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. Notice how it's always the women's who must change. Meanwhile, the men's don't have to lift a finger or make any changes to themselves. Right? I also like that it's like, I don't want to take that home to my mom. It's like, have you considered that your mom is a weird boomer prude? Like, women aren't going out, like, naked. They're going out in normal clothes that you just happen to find scandalous. Why is it on them to conform to your view of what is acceptable and not on you to change what you view as acceptable? Just seems strange.
So let's get reading on this, and I want to see what you guys think and if you agree with Dr. Taylor's take on this. And then I have another article by one of my favorite writers that's actually one of my favorite female writers, Rotten Wildflowers, and she writes some good salient points on another article. So we'll say classy versus classless, or attractive versus easy. Let's talk about the big difference between the two. What do modest, attractive, and easy really mean? Contrary to popular opinion, modesty and attractive appeal aren't mutually exclusive at all. In fact, the ideal woman has a beautiful blend of both. Who doesn't want to be the ideal woman? These qualities are descriptive of her presence and the quality of character she displays that defines her as attractive, healthy, feminine woman who is respectable, selective, and classy. And, you know, the thing is, I've been turned down by women before. I mean, we all have as guys. But there's the woman that is classy and attractive and feminine and turns you down and I'm not really interested, but thank you, is a big difference than a lot of the turn downs that guys get today, where they may be texting with somebody, a screenshot's taken, it's put up on a forum in Reddit.
In my experience, that basically only happens when the dude is being an absolute creep. I've never seen one of those that's like benign, right? Where it's just like, hey, we've been talking. Do you want to go out on a date sometime? And they're like, no, fuck you. And anytime I have seen that, I've actually seen that I think twice. When it's posted and shaming the woman for doing so. Because I do think there are like nice ways to, turn someone down, and there are probably rude ways as well. But that's not usually what I see. When you see screenshots of dudes getting like turned down online, 99% of the time it's because they acted like absolute creeps either just before or just after. Like, they get denied, and then they're one of those incel people who are like, well, fuck you, bitch, you fucking whore, They flip a Bruce Banner Hulk switch, and the second they get denied, they start, like, talking about the woman in really, really fucked up ways. Wind Chanter with 10 bits. I'm so glad I had good friends growing up, or this might be true, or this might be you. Yeah, I'm glad too. The fewer of these people around, the better.
And then women like roast this guy over maybe many of the ways he might have tried to ask a woman out. It's a different game today. And if you're the least little bit timid or incapable of talking to a woman, it makes men just want to shut themselves out and not be a part of it.
Doom Smoothie, I showed you my dick. Please respond.
They continue on. When you think of an easy woman, what comes to mind? What about when you think of a classy woman? Can you define the difference? And again, you guys can probably see the text on the screen here. I just can't say these words because YouTube will demonetize the video. And Dr. Taylor, I'll leave a link down below as always. Dr. Taylor actually says it out very well, and she lays it out quite well in a little Twitter post that she put on here, but it's what she's talked about in this article. Consider these mental images for a moment. There are probably 3 very distinct mental images, am I right? Qualifying these categories visually is hard because they're very subjective terms. It's difficult to pinpoint what's objectively modest, attractive, and what goes too far.
There's no such thing as objectively modest or attractive. That's not a thing. That's an oxymoron. Attractiveness or modesty are always relative to the individual and the society in which they are existing. Like, it's not very modest in our society, let's say, for a woman to go around completely topless, boobies flapping all around. I don't really care either way. I don't care, but society tends to care about that, right? Whereas there are other societies in the world where that's just the norm, and breasts aren't sexualized in the way they are here in the West, right? Like, modesty is relative. It always has been and always will be. Same with attractiveness. You can't say the terms objective and modest or objective and attractive like that and act as though it makes sense, because it doesn't. Tucker White 94, yeah, if I wanted to hear a patsy or a pasty white F tell me what's modest and proper, I'd go back to church. Daddy Sume with 10 bits. I think Jason Momoa is objectively attractive in pretty much every masculine metric. I'm not into him, but objectively, he's a piece of art. Yeah, Jason Momoa is very attractive. Part of what makes him attractive for me, though, is he has, like, a good sense of humor about himself. I mean, he's also got, but a lot of it has to do with, like, he doesn't take himself seriously, which is nice.
But
that's not an objective measure. That's subjective.
Slooty. Easy. It depends on personal taste, culture, your value system, and even your body type and the situation. The same outfit might look appropriate on one woman and very inappropriate on another, depending on the venue and the event she's wearing it to, her body language, positioning, body shape and size, and her personality that it shows through the outfit. Yes, when a young fit woman wears a nice micro mini dress or the black mini dress as we call it, it's very nice looking. When somebody that is not of the right body shape, way too heavy, wears one and wears it inappropriately tight, it does not look good.
Okay, but like that's not necessarily your business. Like, I understand if I've certainly seen people wear dresses that are not flattering to them. That happens. But the advice you're giving is not, how do I put this? It's coming from the wrong place. It's not coming from a place of like, oh, hun, you need to maybe pick something else that complements your body shape better, whatever. That would be okay, I guess. But like, you're not coming from that place. You're coming from a place of, ugh, I don't want to bang her. Gross. Like, that's no bueno. That's a really, really gross place to come from with that critique. That's fucked up. Tucker White 94. Oh, Christ, we're going to need that cleanse video I sent you for this. Maybe.
It makes you appear try-hard, or it makes women appear try-hard. They say, look at these photos, for example. Not everyone's going to agree on which ones are spicy, attractive, or inappropriate. And they show these young gals that have way too much makeup on.
Oh my god. Dude, who cares what you think about their fucking makeup? It kind of looks like they're almost like cosplaying as Powerpuff Girls, doesn't it?
Look really,
I do like this hair, though. That's cool. I like the dye job.
really young. And they remind me of the girl that you would see in a 1980s like hair metal band as one of the like dancers off on the side. Not a good look. As a matter of fact, the one that's in the blue has so much makeup on. I forget where I was in Ireland. Maybe it was Sligo. There was somewhere in Ireland where all the women had, the girls, they looked like between 13 and 15, 13, 16. They had so much makeup on, it looked like they were wearing a doll head. Like they had normal skin and normal tones of, and then when you got up here, they looked like they was all orange with super thick eyebrows.
Okay, if everyone there is wearing that, then presumably that's the style for that area. Makeup styling and what is considered trendy and fashionable in terms of makeup changes over time and by region, right? Like a face of makeup that you're going to do today isn't necessarily the same that it would be in the 1950s or the 40s or the 60s or the 70s or whatever, or the 80s, right? Products change and styles change. So, like, get over it. If there's another place in the world that has a different sense of style for makeup than what you happen to be attracted to because of the society you come from, tough shit? Be an adult? Understand that the entire world does not exist to please you? I can't even believe I have to say this to like an adult man. The world does not exist to please you. The world and the people in it do not exist to please you. Period. Wind Chanter with 10 bits. Fighting crime, trying to save the world. Oh. Fighting crime, trying to save the world. Here they come just in time. The Powerpuff Girls. Yeah. And yes, these women may or may not be underage. They look pretty young, but I don't know. Definitely don't know.
I was way too much makeup. I want to say that was Sligo. It was striking. Like I was out at a pub with a couple of German girls that I had met.
Too young for him, regardless of whether or not they happen to be 18.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
And
capitalism.
Antipodian Squid, but he's a man, Hannah, and a white one, no less. Of course the world exists to please him. I guess.
when we went out, all of us were looking at each other like, is there an event? Like, did we miss something? And we asked...
Doom Smoothie with 10 bits. As a grown man who occasionally likes to put on makeup, I'll just say, always do your makeup for you, not for anyone else. Yeah.
One of the local guys next to us at the pub, and he's like, no, that's just how the girls dress or put their makeup on when they come out. And we're like, but they look ridiculous. He's like, yeah, I know, that's just what they do.
It's almost like it has nothing to do with you. It's almost like it's because they like it. And it's not for you. How many times can this be explained to people like this? Guess what? It's not for you.
And that's what this girl with this...
SCompu says, period, but periods don't please me. That's gross women stuff. Is that the only one I missed? I think that's the only one I missed.
super thick eyebrows and the way caked on makeup looks like, because she looks like she's 12. Now, this is a supermodel here, again, wearing what looks like a bathing suit with a little bit of lace over top of it. Now, again, as a guy, you look at that and I go, yeah, she's, you know.
Tiger White 94, yeah, I'm totally convinced this conversation with the bartender happened. You totally didn't make that up at all. Maybe it's made up.
You know, she's beautiful. I'm sure her body is wonderful underneath that. It certainly looks wonderful outside of that. But it's not classy. It's not elegant.
Who cares? Apparently she wanted to wear this. It's not for you. How many times can I repeat this?
It's just spicy. And we guys don't mind spicy, but the thing is, you know, guys will date that, but they're not going to date it to be like, oh, I want to get to know her and maybe have a long-term relationship with her. They're basically saying to themselves, I want to get to know her well enough I can get her out of that ugly outfit onto my floor and her into my bed. The first picture is raunchy, and women who wear this style give the impression of promiscuity. Even the cat suit worn by the supermodel appears easy. When taken out of context, it may pass as appropriate and high fashion event, but I'm sure if worn by a regular woman at a regular venue, she would appear overexposed. And now she shows some more photos here of, again, very attractive women. And no, I mean, these aren't, I would certainly say these women are attractive. They look sexy in these clothes, but it's not over. Like if I saw a woman like that with her looks walking down a street on the, I don't know, the Champs-Élysées in Paris, I would certainly think she's absolutely gorgeous, but it's classy, and that's the difference.
But that's always relative. If these same women walked down the street 50 years ago, 100 years ago, people would call them sluts. It's always relative. What do you people not understand? And just because you find someone attractive doesn't mean they did it for you. The world does not exist to cater to you. You are one individual out of, like, almost 8 billion. What is this solipsistic worldview that you think everything should please you in some way? Tucker White 94, I think this counts for degenerate. No, degenerate is if they say degenerate. They have to call someone degenerate. Maya is bored. Didn't he just say date it? It? Yes, he did. Windchanter, how do red pills simultaneously co-opt the metaphor of the Matrix without understanding it?
And she talks a little bit more about that, and she talks about the negativity with being modest and how...
Is this man's ideal society Saudi Arabia?
Women are trying to get attention, but they're not doing it in a healthy way. But this is the article that I want to spend a little bit more time talking about from Rotten Wildflower. And she says, women are the prize, but not always. A little more on the confusing times of the liberation that we live in now. And the interesting thing is that, again, when
times are not confusing, and I am confused by people who say they are. Guys, what is confusing about today, other than, like, the political situation? Like, dating has not gotten more complicated. All you have to do is treat your partner or partners like they're human beings. That's not hard.
Men, and one of the reasons why I'm out is because it's easy to get easy satisfaction today. Today is the you want to watch a movie instantly, you can search it up, download it from a certain website if you use torrent, things like that. You can rent it, you can go to Hulu, it may be on there. You can have your own digital library, and whatever you want to watch, you click it and you watch. When I was a kid and you wanted to watch, one of the things I can remember came on around Christmas time, like The Goonies, or like The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
What is he talking about? He's on about, like, downloading movies now?
It's like you'd watch it, and then you'd have to run to the bathroom during the commercials and get whatever you wanted to drink, use the bathroom, come back, because that was the only time it played. And you could set, this was even before VHS, before you could set a tape to watch it. You got to watch it once or twice a year. It made it special. But when you have access to something all the time, whether it's spicy videos online, whether it's going to Reddit and going to any of the NSFW, not safe for...
Oh, are you going to compare women to pornography as if women and having a relationship with a woman is completely overtaken by the existence of porn? That's pretty pathetic and elucidating on how you view women. Gross.
Work forums.
Tucker White 94, okay, I've lost the plot now. I think he has too.
Women are objectifying themselves all the time for free. And Then when you go out on dates and they give it up too easy, it holds no value. Now, I know some of you may not have access to that and have not been successful in dating, and so you think it has a lot of value. I'll tell you now it doesn't. A good bottle of Jergens lotion and Rosie Palm and her 5 fingers will give you roughly the same stimulation that you can get from. The only thing is you don't get any validation of, oh, I love that, or I love you, or you were great. You don't get any of the validation. The physicality of it's very similar.
He literally does not view women as human beings, does he? It's all about just like a warm place to stick it. That's the entirety of his conception of what women are. This is so friggin' fricked. Antipodian's good with 10 bits. Today in What Inanimate Objects Women Are, once a year movie with commercial breaks. This is disgusting.
Oh, minus the bobs. So Rotten Wildflower says women are the prize, but not always. If you're somewhat...
Okay. I'm tapping out of this one. What could he possibly say in the next, 12 minutes? I don't care. That's enough better Bachelor. What an absolute trash bag.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capital.